gonna go to one of my favorite little seats. I'm actually not gonna go to my favorite seat because the front desk person is has their TV so loud, or not their television, their cell phone. So here we are, and now my new favorite place to sit. Give me one sec. Let me just make sure this screen is. Hold on. Thank you for checking out my small, independently ran and operated thing I got going here. You know, the title, The Algorithm Might Be the New God, started in a bizarre way. The conversation, and of course, this is a conversation that's, you know, in the making at all times, because this is like always on our minds. You know, we think about the algorithm when we're watching television. We think about the algorithm when we're, typing text messages. And my point is, well, let me just start from the beginning. And LJ and we were having a discussion about pornography and how I am very selective as what I watch on whenever I watch pornography and those free platforms. Because I remember a time when you used to have to go downtown to, Times Square area or wherever you were. There were some spots in Queens. I'm sure every borough had their places to go, but I would always drive downtown and I was buying the stuff from when I was watching VHS. And, you go through the aisles, you get to pick one of those movies, make it just, what choice you like. And I had a pretty extensive collection. I remember, having it, like I said, in VHS. And I went from VHS, of course, to CD. And then, within 15 years, you're getting it for free. And everyone loves free stuff. Come on. But I'm just really cognizant as to what I'm watching. Like, I'm not watching any of that barely legal stuff. I don't even entertain that. I don't watch, I don't watch men getting pegged or any of the, just a lot of things I don't watch. And I was also saying how there are particular things that I do watch. Like, I will watch, you know, um, yeah, it's a particular kind of ethnicity of woman that I like to see her with this other ethnicity, another ethnicity. And there are times where some ethnicities don't work for me. And I'm like, I don't really want to see that. So we were laughing and joking about that discussion on the pornography. And I was saying how, it's like I'm aware that if it's for free, then they're creating data on you. And what is the data for? The data is to get to know you better than you probably even know yourself. Because if, let's say, you're going to these free outlets and you're getting yourself that morning fix or whatever it is, however your routine is, And what you end up doing is you're letting this algorithm know what you're into and what kind of a person you are. Because you might just browse and see something and then you go, whoa, that's not for me. And then you never go back, because if you like it, you're going to go back. It's free. So I was saying how the algorithm knows all of our routines that way, especially in this sexual sexual world of ours, and the availability of fantasy and all these situational kind of things that one might find attractive when it comes to uh, their getting themselves to where they need to be in that situation. And I just kept saying how it's interesting how I used to have this mantra with my children, and I would say, and I still do, and I've done it not too long ago, and that mantra was, I used to tell my kids, my mom told me not to do, my mom told me to do the right thing because God was always watching. I now tell my children, do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And I also say, because even if you think, even if you think no one is watching, something to that effect, I always say, do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And even if you think no one is watching, because I'm hinting to the fact that there's always a camera. Without saying that, I haven't gotten to the point where I've said, this is, the cameras are everywhere, they're watching you. I've done that with the school. I told my son, are you doing flips in school? And he was like, he tried to say some other kid did a flip. And I said, are you flipping in school? Because you flip, like he went through a flipping point in his life where this kid was flipping everywhere we turned. My son was just like a flip artist. It was like, dude, you got to slow this flipping down. So, looking at my hat. So, we got a kid that's bouncing around, flipping, flipping, flipping. So I told him, are you flipping in class? And he says, no, such and such is flipping in class, not me. And I was like, son, always tell your father the truth. And he says, yes, Dad, I'm flipping. And I said, you want to know how I know you're flipping in school? And he says, how? I says, because there's a camera in your school, and the principal called me and told me that you're flipping in school. And he was like, there are no cameras in my class. And I says, oh, yes, there is. There's a camera in every class. You just don't see it. I don't know if that deterred him, because we still would get a little like complaints about the flipping. But I'm already letting my son know that there's a camera in the room. And I'm telling him to do the right thing because doing the right thing is the right thing to do. And do the right thing even if you think no one is watching. Because I don't want my kids doing the right thing because of the camera above their heads. I want them doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. But I am very cautious of what pornography I even watch, because I'm aware of the algorithm. So if I'm aware of this algorithm, right, raising my children in a non-religious environment, all right, even though they go to parochial school, I'm still raising them that it's your inner knowing, the person that you are has all the answers to everything around you. And he's like, okay. I'm telling him that the person that you are, wait, I totally got distracted. Someone walked by. Forgive me for that. So, me at this age, I am aware of this algorithm, and it's I'm raising my children in a non-religious environment. More of the world is separating themselves. Like America's like the last, well, I'm sure South America too, but America's like the last holdout for this Christianity world. And then you have all the Muslims that are like really going hard. But how sustainable is that? The 5 times a day, the diet, and the, you know, women having internet and all that kind of stuff. It's like probably not the best move to make, right? For the long term, like 40 years, 50 years. And more people are going to be separating themselves from these religions, especially with all the pastors and all this, all the crooks and all the schemes and all that stuff. So more people are going to be separating themselves and stepping away from God, stepping away from religion. Well, they've already stepping away from religion, but soon they're going to be stepping away from God. So where will the control structure be? And it's like this reality we in is totally prepared for that. It's prepared itself, and it's like it's slowly, incrementally moving in the direction that, okay, you don't want to believe in God, but you're going to believe somebody's watching you. You don't think God is watching you, so you're not going to take those bag of chips when you're 7 years old from the store. You think the camera in the store is watching you. And you're not going to watch that child porn because you don't want the algorithm to catch up with you and somehow hit an agency. So if God is not going to do it, the algorithm is now the new God. The algorithm will be the new God for the future. And we, people like me who step away from religion, who are now raising their children in this kind of environment and learning about how everything, and then to see so much crime. We see tons of crime on video. So the new generation is going to come up seeing all these, what appears to be foolish people that are doing crimes in front of camera systems. And what we're probably not realizing is that they've received some sort of download to, at that moment and at that time, not be able to care or throw caution to the wind to the reality in order to circumvent and help push this agenda. Like the AI is very strategic in manipulating us in our reality, and what we end up with is we've played right into the hands of the system. The system sees the people walking away from religion, soon will be walking away from God. And now, what is going to stop you from doing certain things? The algorithm. The algorithm is going to soon change people's lives, choosing the winners and the losers, which I believe, which forget about what I believe, I would just argue because my belief system is just ridiculous. I would argue that the algorithm is let me just say this. The algorithm is going to be your new God. I, without even realizing it, am raising my children to step away from God and to look into your inner self and your inner knowing and having all the answers through pondering. Forget about everything has to be Google. No, it doesn't have to. Everything doesn't have to be Google. You can go into yourself and get the answers that you need for the universe, the world, so much so you can find who you are. You don't have to go through your life trying to figure these things out. So, what am I thinking? What am I saying? What am I saying? I think I've said it. This algorithm is our new God already. This algorithm has been our God, and it's figured out a way to create God in its own image and itself. The algorithm. Bow down. Be afraid. And even if you don't want to do the right thing, you're going to have to. Because the algorithm is going to get you at the stoplight. It's going to get you with the drinking and the driving. It's going to get you with the abusing and beating your children. It's going to get you with the how much you're drinking and smoking and how much porn and what you're watching. And you are going to be terrified to do anything against that algorithm. And let me tell you, you see it every day on YouTube. People are saying words like jab. They're saying words like venom. They're saying words like the jabba dabba doo. People are saying they're terrified to say certain words because they know that you're speaking to the algorithm first before you get to the people. Dollar sign Elvis Rosenberg, if you like what you see. And for the few that have done that lately, you are appreciated. Boom. The algorithm is the new God. Can we fight this? Boom.